Okay, everybody. Happy Wednesday, hump day. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. I see my son on this morning. I always tell him on Wednesday the hay's in the barn for the football team because it's time to go play on Friday night, right? The work is over. It's time to go. Um, so he says, Good morning. Good morning, buddy. So good to see everybody. We had an amazing time last night. There's a lot of you guys that are Andrew, can you hear me okay?
You sound great. Sound great.
Okay, perfect. There's a lot of you guys that were there last night in Mississippi that tune into the Coach's Corner. We're actually on our way back. So we're on the road this morning to get back to Alabama for the next road show in Decatur, Alabama, and then on to Nashville, Tennessee. So, and then to Ohio. So it's quite interesting. Okay. So if you hear trains in the background, trains, planes, and automobiles. Anybody ever seen that movie? So, all right, we got some birthday people today. So this weekend, and he was there last night, Mr. Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson has served and serves our country in the Marines. And Andrew and his beautiful bride, Melissa, we love them so much down in Gulfport, Mississippi. They came up last night, and it was his birthday this weekend. So we're going to sing happy birthday to him. But we actually got Mark McFarland, Joe Hine, and Deanna Crow. All of their birthdays are today. So, guys, we hope you have the most amazing day ever. And happy birthday to you. And, well, you get to hear from all of us at the end. So it's going to be really good for you. Now, the word for today is repertoire. Leona Cagle, which was there with us in Mississippi last night, this is her suggested word. And before we get started, I just want to say this, and I don't want to name any names, but I think we all believe there's massive power in prayer. And I have an amazing human on this call right now that has a loved one, his mother-in-law, that is having a lot of challenges. And so we're surrounding him and his family in prayers. So if all of you, I know you believe in the power of prayer, and guess what? God knows who it is. So if you will, just give a shout out in the comments. Prayers going up, and we love you so much. And you're in our thoughts, and you are in our prayers, and your family is too. And so just wanted to say that this morning. So our word for today, repertoire, and if I say that 9 times, I'm probably going to mispronounce it at least 8. But the definition is, if you look at that word, how many of you use that word? Put a 1 in the comments if you've ever used repertoire. Here's what it is in the dictionary: the full range of skills, abilities, things a person can do or perform. I always like to say, like, God gifted us all with our own unique repertoire. Like, you have skills, right? And I'm sure you're confident enough to know that. I look at Coach Greg Bibbs on this morning, like, coaches basketball, coaches young men, and God gave him skills to do that, right? He didn't wake up one day and say, I want to be a coach. Like, there's a skill set behind that, right, Dave Kirtley? And so it's his tool chest. It's his toolbox. It's the skills, it's the abilities, it's the thing a person can perform to bless the world. And we've all got our own unique skills and talents and toolbox that God gave us. You know, repertoire is often described, it's to, maybe we've heard it in an artist list of songs, an actor's collection of roles. Maybe it's Brad Pitt. His repertoire is like his roles that he's performed, right, as an actor. But it's their toolbox, it's their talents. It's what I or you bring to the table. And here's the beauty: however old you are right now, and, looking at myself like it's my story. We've all got a story here. We've all lived X amount of years and we've got a story. We've been through good times, we've been through challenges, like, and we've got a story to share. Are we authentic enough to share the story? Listen, I'm in a world of network marketing, and many of you are in there with me. And it's so interesting to me, the people sometimes that I come across, especially people that's made it in the industry. They've made money in the industry. They've done big things in the industry, and they lose their story. They're too good to share their story anymore. They're too good to share. They're too Greg, does that make sense? Like we're sitting there and it's like, I can't go back to that broken place, that hard place, that challenging place that led me to here. And I hear their story, and it's like, that's not your story. Like, that's where you're at now. That's not where you were when you found this. And if you'll stay in that story of the hurt, you'll attract more people to you. But so many people get in this posturing place. I've got to show this repertoire of this person rather than being down to earth, authentic, leaning in with people and going, here's where I was at, right? I can relate to you. You can relate to me. We're the same people. So your story is part of your tool chest. It's your toolbox. It's your repertoire, your strategies. I'm going back to business, but I hear people all the time that talk about, well, the company needs to do this, company needs to do that. It's like, develop your own strategies. I'm really picking on Greg Bibbs this morning because he's like in the middle of my screen, but it would be like Greg Bibbs blaming his principal for the games he's going to win or lose this year. It'd be like him going, you know what? The principal didn't give me the strategies I needed to perform in this game of basketball this year. No, that would be crazy. That would be crazy to do. He's got to create his own strategies. And you know what? It's on him. It's on him. It's on them players, right? It's not on anybody else. So in business, are you thinking the same way? Or did you wake up this morning going, it's somebody else's job to give me what I need to go make the money I need to make? I don't know. We got to think about that. It's your style. Like, are you someone that leans in, or over time, did you get to a place where you don't really like working with people? You don't really like creating a strategy anymore. You don't really like doing this or that. Or are you leaning in, creating community, calling on your people like it's your style, it's your gift? Here's why it matters, and I'm going to turn it to Andrea. Your repertoire determines how well you can adapt and connect and lead. Here's the thing. We got trains, planes, and automobiles coming around me. So I'm going to talk loud, okay? So the longer we do something, a lot of times we don't go into that tool chest anymore. We don't share our stories. We stop developing strategies. We get in a place of contentment, right? And guess what happens? Guess what happens to coaches? Guess what happens to business owners? Guess what happens to network marketers? They stop growing. They stop building because they stop going into that war chest, that tool chest, that because they're either bored or they expect someone else to do it. And so my challenge to myself this morning with repertoire is that I continue to craft and I continue to share my story. I continue to meet people where they're at with my story of where I was at when I got started. I continue to develop strategies. I don't settle. I don't look and say it's Al Diaz's fault. He should be doing more. It's no, I need to create strategies so I can help people win more. And then at the end of the day, it's my style. Do I lead with love? When I enroll someone, do they know that I got their back? Do they know that I'm leading them to a place? Like, do they know I'm fighting with them? Like I'm running alongside them? All of that is what makes up my and your repertoire as we go throughout the day. So, Andrea, I know I led this into business this morning. I was feeling it. I guess it was because last night they lit it up in Mississippi. And I want to tell you, they had stories, they had strategies, they had style. And that's what makes this such a beautiful thing. So, I'll turn it to you. And I took up way
Well,
too much time.
you did great, great lesson. And what I love about this word is that the more you say it, the less confident you get in how you say it. I'm like, when I first started writing, I'm like, oh, repertoire. And then I keep repeating it. And each time I'm like, am I saying this right? So just love me through it. If I'm not saying it right, there you go. But we do have Joe Hine on, so we get to sing him happy birthday. Super excited. But the quote that I found, okay, so looking into repertoire, Ray Bradbury says, the more you know, the more you can create. And there's no end to imagination in your repertoire. And so we can create more than we know, but the way that we do that is to build our repertoire, to build our skill set. So what I looked into is, okay, that sounds great. Like it's one of those things, like if you only, right? Well, tell me how to do the only. So how do we build that toolbox? How do we build our repertoire? So first of all, keep learning. So every single skill that we can acquire, every story that we can hear, every lesson that we learn adds another tool to our tool belt. So we got to go out and live. We got to read the books and watch the documentaries and listen to people when they talk to us, show up at events. We've got to be around the fire in order to learn a little bit more. Number two is not to discount our experiences. Because I'll tell you, I'm looking at the pictures on here and I know that there are so many lessons that I could learn from each of you because we've all lived life, right? We've all done something. We got out of bed this morning, we did something, and we had experiences. And each of those experiences taught us a lesson, right? They're part of our strength set, they're part of our repertoire. So don't discount that. Kind of think back a little bit. You know, kind of we don't know what we don't know, and we also don't know what we know. So think about a little bit of all the different things and the skills that you have. Slow down a little bit to figure that out. Number three is to surround yourself with people who challenge and stretch you, right? Those mentors, those people that are working in a space, right? Maybe it's gardening, right? And they have a skill set there. Well, go get around them if that's a skill you want to learn and get challenged by them, right? Like be around coach and get challenged with him by him with the business, whatever it may be, but be around people that are stronger than you are in some space so that they can challenge and stretch you. I think about the A team. Is that not, for those of you that are involved in that, is that not what we're doing? We are being challenged, we're being stretched, we're having to grow even when we don't want to, right? And it's a way that we can be stronger and grow that repertoire. Next is to practice what we know. Number four, repetition turns skill into second nature. So if I keep trying to say this word over and over and over, maybe eventually I'll get a little bit better and I'll get improvement, right? Might have to listen to it a few times, but that helps me grow and helps me get that skill and become second nature. When we do something over and over again, a little bit faster, okay, Sherry, that allows us to grow. Number five is to teach what you learned, right? So if I go into, coach says this all the time, sit down and learn with the intent to teach. If I learn something and I know that I'm going to have to tell Marilyn about it afterwards, well, I'm going to pay a little bit more attention. I'm going to take better notes. I'm going to deepen that mastery and then multiply that impact. And then lastly, when I'm in doubt, okay, draw from our repertoire. It's our personal library of experience. So when I'm having a moment where I'm like, I'm not sure, well, I can dig deep and see the times that I've won there so that I can do a little bit better in that moment. So, Leona, thank you so much for this word. It was a challenge, it was a good one. And
Yeah.
of our
Yeah.
birthdays, we have Joe here this morning. So he jumped
Joe,
on just to hear us sing.
Joe, this is yours today, buddy. We hope you have an amazing birthday. Leona, thanks for the word. This was a really good one for me. All right, here we go.
You're
Let's do it.
welcome.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Birthday, dear
Happy
Joe.
Dear
birthday,
Joe.
all
Joe.
you people.
Happy birthday
Birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Mark.
Happy
Woo!
birthday, Joe.